What's up, guys? We are back with the last and final episode of this season. As promised, I got a recap of both playoffs for you guys in the Champions League and Bundesliga. Both playoffs just recently concluded, with both happening almost back-to-back after the World Team Championships in London in the month of May. For myself personally, this would be my first playoff experience in either of them. In the past, the semis and finals in the Champions League and the semis of the Bundesliga would be played in an aggregate system. One match at home and one match at the away club. However, for this season and for the future, the playoffs will be played over a single weekend in a single venue. All 4 teams will be present, with the semis happening on Saturday and the finals on Sunday. In my opinion, this new system is more exciting and easy to follow for the fans, and it's better for us players as well, as we can finish the semis and finals in a single weekend. Whole season of work leading up to one weekend. We start off with the Champions Leagues against Nîmes Montpellier, the French club led by the Lebrun brothers. The playoffs was held in Saarbrücken and only a week after the World Championships. I was lined up on position 3 for the match. I knew my match could potentially be the difference today, as it would be very difficult to win 3 points above on positions 1 and 2 against the Lebruns. I headed into the match with the team down 0-2. Alexi and Felix both winning in straight sets against Dang and Anton. However, a match is not over until it's over, and actually, it is not uncommon at all for a team to come back from a 0-2 deficit. I was up against Manav Thakkar from India, currently ranked number 35 in the world and the leading Indian men's player. Manav has a unique style, playing very close to the table and putting a lot of time pressure on his opponents. He's very good at changing placements, and his footwork is very fast. It was our first time facing off against each other in seniors. The first 2 sets were both tight, but I always felt I was a small step ahead and could win both 9 and deuce.
Oh, and he punches for the win. Oh, Manav Thakkar!
I had an advantage in the first 2 touches in the rally, getting good chances to attack after my serve, and I was the stronger player inside the table, giving me more chances to attack.
Excellent receive. He just...
However, in the rally, Manav did have the small advantage, utilizing his punch block with the backhand especially well.
Spinny open up.
In the end, after dropping the 3rd set, the 4th set was very back and forth. I actually did feel the pressure of the playoffs, more than I anticipated going in. I started off slow in the 3rd set, and Manav taking advantage of his speed in the rally. I felt the match starting to turn in the 4th set, and I knew it could be very quickly be 2-2, where the 5th set would only go to 6 points. The 4th set stayed tight, with 2 slightly lucky balls at 8-8. I managed to take the 4th set and win the match 3-1. Unfortunately, in the 4th match, Felix secured the 3-1 victory over Dang to secure the victory for Montpellier. I think from our side, it was not a great disappointment to lose to them. Montpellier was the better team on paper, and we knew it would be quite a long shot to defeat them and then on Sunday to defeat the mighty Saarbrücken in the finals. The Bundesliga title was the main focus of the season, and for myself and probably the club, it was the one that actually meant the most. The Bundesliga is the event we spend most of our season and nearly the last 9 months competing in. The playoffs was held in Frankfurt in the Suwag Energie Arena, and we faced off against my former club, TTC Schwalbe Neustadt, in the semis. Although we were the favorites on paper, Neustadt has an incredibly dangerous team. Outside of their captain, world top 10 Benedict Duda, they had Romain Ruiz and Leo de Nordres from France and Adrien Rassenfos from Belgium. I was lined up on position 3 once again against Leo de Nordres. The team score was split at 1 apiece, with Anton defeating Roman 3-1 and Duda winning 9 in the 5th against Dang. I started off really well and won the 1st set comfortably. Leo plays a very aggressive style and also has a very good serve and banana flick on the 3rd ball. His style is quite streaky, hitting very tough shots but also missing other balls at times. I led 9-7 in the 2nd set but was unable to convert, and Leo stayed in the match. I again led comfortably in the 3rd set but ended up taking 11-9 after a small comeback from Leo. In the 4th set, it again was very close, but Leo hit some good shots from 8-8 to bring it to the decider. Leo had the momentum going into decider, and I did feel a bit lost mentally, not being as focused and struggling to be decisive. He took a quick lead, and I was unable to bring myself back into the set. I was quite upset with myself, as I felt I had let 2 chances slip in both the second and fourth set. The hall was very hot, making it difficult for myself to be very focused. I went down quickly in the 5th set and ended up losing 2-3. In the 4th match, Anton was down with Bene, and as a team, we did feel defeated, was sitting there on the bench. Benedict Duda was in great form and looked to be controlling the match. However, against all odds, Anton made the comeback and won 3-2. We finished it off with a strong doubles with Dang and Lee against Adrian and Leo. The match was incredibly long, nearly 4 hours in the hot venue. We were all tired, but in great spirits. It did feel a bit as if we came back from the dead. However, we had a big challenge ahead of us. As expected, Saarbrücken won the other semi-finals match against Werder Bremen. For myself, it was challenging mentally to stay confident. I felt myself in a very good form in training the week leading up to the weekend, so it was disappointing for myself to lose my match in the semis the way I did. I knew I could play better, as well as mentally be more sharp and positive. It's easy to start having doubts creep in after losses. I forced myself to stay positive and confident in my abilities. Try not to overthink the loss, which wouldn't help at all. In the team event, individual losses are not what count. The only thing that matters is the team success. For the finals, regardless of the lineup or who my opponent was, I set the goal just to have a more positive mentality in the match and worry less about the final outcome. I think for many people, including our opponents, it was a surprise move, as most would predict Dang or perhaps Anton to be lined up on position 1, especially after my loss on Saturday. Although we did not discuss the lineup as a team until the evening before, I was actually quite prepared to play on number 1, as I'd already done both times in the regular season against Saarbrücken. We knew that if we were to beat Saarbrücken, it would most likely be in the doubles. Most likely, Fan would take 2 points, and we would have to win the rest. Putting myself on 1 would allow us to play Anton and Dang together in the doubles, which we believed is our strongest pairing. The first match started between Dang and Fan. It was a very tight and high-level match. However, Fan took it 3-1 in the end. My first match was against Darko Jorgic. Although we did not face each other in the regular season, we are both very familiar with each other. Darko has been a perennial top 15 and even top 10 player for the last years. His style is very unique, and outside of having one of the best backhands in the world, his passive game is also severely underrated, and it's very tough to hit a ball past him. I prepared a lot for the match. I knew Darko would have the advantage in power, and I had to utilize my advantages, which would be my speed and short game. I felt much better today, and my tactics worked perfectly. I think Darko struggled to ever find his rhythm, and surprisingly, I took the match 3-0 and leveled the team score at 1 apiece. The third match would be crucial between Anton and Patrick, 2 of the top players in the league and world. Unfortunately, Anton couldn't replicate the performance like the day before. He was perhaps a slight step off, and Patrick played a great match to take it 3-1. It was tough for me going into the 4th match. Even though I won my first match well, I still felt I wasn't fully sharp mentally, and it was tough to believe I could win, as I've lost a fan many times now, including twice this season. Heading into the match with the team down 1-2, I knew I had to play my best performance of the season to even have a chance of bringing it to the doubles. The more you play against someone on a higher level than yourself, the more you can learn from it. Having played Fan so many times now, I really felt his rhythm and shot quality. I knew his general style and what he's good at and what perhaps I could have a chance in. I started extremely well and aggressive in the first set and won it quickly. I didn't actually take much confidence from it though, since I knew there was a long way to go. Against Fan, with my style, I do feel it's difficult to win, as I am not faster or stronger than him. Fan rarely makes any unforced errors, so I have to work for every point I win. It can be frustrating because I can hit 2 or 3 great shots, but then miss 1 or 2 quick points, which would be very costly. Fan's level in the rally and his reaction speed is the best in the world. His service and receive game is also very underrated. Basically, my main tactic, not going into the details, but what I can share with you guys was going to try to win the points as much as I could through Fan's forehand side. To win through his backhand side is pretty much suicide. I honestly think he hardly missed a backhand the entire weekend against myself or Dang. No matter how fast or strong someone plays to his backhand, he can almost always answer with a better shot. I also knew Fan had recently switched to Desire 03 on the forehand side, so perhaps he was not as comfortable with it yet. The second and third set both went Fan's way, and I was getting more frustrated with myself. I felt I was playing on a very high level, good enough to challenge him, but was making too many easy errors, resulting in too many quick points lost. Fan's long push was also very effective. It was hard for me to see when he gives long, forcing me to make a weak opening which he would aggressively reloop. In the fourth set, I reduced my errors and actually caught Fan many times on the backhand side. With some very aggressive bananas and a great forehand fade flick, I anticipated his long push well and attacked it strongly. I managed to take the set 11-9, and for the first time in 6 attempts, myself and Fan would go to the decider. In the fifth set, Fan started a banana my serves more, forcing me into the rally. I rushed a few balls in the rally, wanting to win the point too quickly and making mistakes, perhaps feeling this would be my chance to beat Fan. He also changed his service game, with his high toss serve being effective as he changed it between flat and side upspin. I felt myself rushing on the receive, pre-deciding what to do instead of waiting and seeing what spin was on the serve. This is why I mentioned earlier that Fan's service game and receive game is underrated, because even though his serve looks relatively simple, actually constantly changing his serve placement, his serve spin, and speed, even if it is by subtle margins, which did make me very uncomfortable on the receive, perhaps even more than against players who are known for having a great serve. At 2-6 down, I calmed down a bit. I hit some good shots and read his long serve well. At 5-6, I hit one of the best forehand fade flicks of my career and leveled it at 6 apiece, and I did feel the momentum was on my side. However, that feeling would prove to be wrong. Fan caught me with a side top serve, which I popped up. At 6-7, I went for an aggressive banana, anticipating he would serve his high toss side up serve again. The aggressive banana worked well for me in the fourth set, but this time, Fan was ready for it and caught it. He caught me again with a fast push at 6-8, and I knew the match had slipped. It is crazy how fast the game goes in table tennis. I was down 2-6, and it felt like in an instant it was back 6-6, and in another instant was already down 6-9, and the match was nearly gone. That is table tennis for you. The points go very quick, and momentums can change very fast. In the end, I lost 6-11 and we lost the team match 1-3. Big congrats to FC Saarbrücken to win the title and win an historic three-peat, winning the Cup, Champions League and Bundesliga in a single season. It was a tough and slightly bitter end for us, as even though we knew Saarbrücken were the favorites, we really believed we could win the title. This marked the end of a long and hard-fought season. For myself overall, a lot of positives to take from the season. It was a great experience to play in my first playoffs in the Champions League and Bundesliga. I'm also proud to finish among the top 5 best individual scorers in the regular season, as well as remaining undefeated in the Champions League. I hope we can raise a title or titles in the upcoming season, especially with the help of the great fans Zhendong on our side. Big thanks for all the fans of the club supporting us and all of you guys following myself and the team on my channel and online. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I tried to share a lot of insights from the matches and more of the mental side that I felt during this playoffs. Nowadays, with the league and WTT, my schedule is very busy, making it harder to make these videos. If you guys enjoyed the content, please subscribe, as this helps myself a lot. Also, please let me know if you guys have any other content suggestions in the comments that you think would be interesting or entertaining. For now, enjoy the summer, and for myself, many WTT tournaments on the horizon, especially with WTT champions Yokohama and the Europe Malmo Sweden Smash on the horizon before the beginning of the new season in Bundesliga. I wish you guys the best, and from myself,